This is our Chamber's 13th Annual Business Excellence Awards, and I'd like to thank all of you for attending as we are here to honor outstanding local businesses and community people. I'm going to read the information on the winners, and to stay within a time frame, I'm going to read the bios of just the winning business, and once the bios are read, I'll ask the winner to come forward to accept their award. We'll start with the Business and Small Business of the Year Award. The Business and Small Business of the Year Award recognizes a member of the Clarenville Area Chamber of Commerce that has demonstrated and continued passion for excellence and promotes the advancement of responsible business leadership within our community. Business of the Year candidates consist of 10 or more employees. Small Business of the Year candidates consist of 9 or less employees. For the Small Business of the Year, we actually have 5 nominees. The 5 nominees are Percy and Drudge Accountants, Hallett & Sons Limited, Remax Eastern Edge Realty Limited, Henderson Services, and the Newfoundland Labrador Credit Union Clarenville branch. And the winner of this year's Small Business of the Year Award goes to Remax Eastern Edge Realty Limited. The Remax brand has long been a fixture in the real estate landscape of Clarenville. Joe Wells became a realtor with Remax in 2008 and became a broker-owner of the franchise business in 2014. And thus, Remax Eastern Edge Realty Limited was formed. Grant Barty joined the team in October 2016 as partner and full-time realtor. Rod Murphy and Lori Peddle have been realtors with the Remax family since before Eastern Edge was formed and are an outgoing important part of the company. Likewise, they have recently added Sheila Tremlett, who lives in and services the Bonavista Peninsula. Just another way they have stepped up the service to improve the services they offer. Rounding out their Clarenville team is the invaluable Colette Shepard as office administrator. Eastern Edge is a full-time real estate office handling, listing, selling homes for owners, helping buyers find the best value for their budget and their dream home, market evaluation, as well as rental leasing, and covers a large portion of the East Coast. This is realized through their thorough marketing avenues and commitment to offering the highest level of service to each client they represent, based on many years of experience and gained knowledge in the industry. Eastern Edge is extremely community-minded and is one of the things they are most proud of, and are active support many local charities, organizations, and sports teams. Power to Hope, GB Cross Hospital, Clarenville Nordic Ski Club, DT Snowmobile Association, Clarenville High School Scholarship Fund, Kiwanis, ALS Society, just to name a few, as well as being a part of the Remax provincial campaign that donates a portion of each realtor's sale to the Janeway Hospital Foundation, resulting in over 10,000 plus in donations since 2014 from the Clarenville office. I now like to call on Joe Wells to come forward to receive the Small Business of the Year Award. I'm going to ask Councillor Paul Tilley to present the Small Business of the Year Award.
Oh, that's going to be hard to take a picture.
There you go.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations.
We'll get pictures.
Congratulations.
We'll get pictures after.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Next up is the Business of the Year. The nominees for Small Business of the Year are Bruce's Recreation, Mary Brown's, and Clarenville Inn. And the winner of the Business of the Year award goes to Clarenville Inn. Clarenville Inn is a 63-guest room hotel, formerly Holiday Inn, located in the community of Clarenville, which was completed in 1966 and was part of the project known as Road to 66. The construction of the inn was part of an agreement for Newfoundland joining the Dominion of Canada and the completion of the Trans-Canada Highway. Stellar Properties, Inc. and the Party family purchased the inn on March 15, 2001. The hotel construction is of superior quality with all structural elements being constructed of poured in place and precast concrete. All partition walls are concrete block, which make it ideal for soundproofing rooms and the quiet enjoyments for its guests. Since Stellar Properties purchased the Clarenville Inn, $2.5 million have been invested to ensure their accommodations exceed market expectations. These investments have moved them from a 3.5 star to a 4-star hotel. Bonita Critch, the general manager, has worked with the inn since 1996. She began working on the front desk night shift. She treats all employees as an extension of her family and has established a culture based on values of mutual trust and respect, learning and growing, enjoyment of work, empowerment, and fun. She believes it's the personal interaction visitors have with their staff that really distinguishes them. Her mantra is, the best way to enhance a tourism industry is to go above and beyond what is considered acceptable. The feeling a visitor walks away with is everlasting. This is a fundamental core to promoting repeat business and word-of-mouth promotion. They are committed to making visitor experiences unforgettable. We believe that for the Clarenville Inn to be successful, we must be an integral part of our community. In 2016, the Clarenville Inn took the lead in establishing a not-profit farm for market in Clarenville with its strategic partner, the Ability Employment Corporation. The inn supplied the land and contributed significant startup funds. This was supplemented by funding through a COA and the provincial government to establish the farm and market infrastructure. The farm and market in Clarenville opened in 2017. The farm and market boasts 3 years of successful operation and has greeted over 60,000 visitors. It has housed over 2,000 vendors, has grown and sold many tons of crops, promote farm-to-table culinary events, introduced floorball in the winter to the Minor Hockey Association of Clarenville, and has held dozens of special events, all aimed at engaging the community. The Clarenville Inn is also a proud sponsor of the Clarenville 4 Caraboos, and in fact they're a 9th year sponsor. The Clarenville Area Minor Hockey Association, White Hills Ski Resort, and the Discovery Trail Snowmobile Association. They strongly support and embrace the town's development strategy of increasing the number and duration of visitors to Clarenville during the winter season, extending the length of stay of visitors coming to Clarenville, and increasing repeat business. They also offer through the Clarenville campus of the College of North Atlantic an annual Clarenville Inn Business Administration Achievement Award. This award provides both financial and work experience by awarding an achievement scholarship and paid summer employment. Clarenville Inn aims to please and is never happy with the status quo. They have big dreams and plans for both the Clarenville Inn and the farmer market. They look forward to the next 50 years of providing new, inspiring experiences at the inn with a view. I'm going to ask Bonita Critch to come forward to accept the Business of the Year award. And I'm going to ask Councillor Paul Tilley to come forward and present the award.
Now, Bonita is an alumnus of the college and one of my former students, so it's all right.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Next up is the Corwin Mills Community Care Award. The Corwin Mills Community Cares Award is designed to recognize an individual or community support group that exemplifies outstanding community services. This year we had 2 nominees for the award. There's Sandy and Janet Keel and the Shoal Harbour Valley Cooperative. With this award, with the selection process, both groups, or the group and the individual, they both covered all aspects of the Corwin Mills Community Cares Award. So this year we've decided to honor both nominees with the award. So first off, I'll read a little bit about Sandy and Janet. Over the years, Sandy and Janet have volunteered and helped give back to the community in many ways. To name a few, watering the town flowers for 20+ years, provided maintenance to the rotary trail that passes through their backyard on Tilley's Road, cleaning up Elizabeth Swan Park early in the mornings to make it safe for the children to play, providing people rides to and from stores or picking up items for them if they cannot get out, helping seniors with their lawn care and snow clearing and check on them to make sure they're okay, giving meals to the people in need. Each year they provide with codfish they catch during the recreational fishery, moose when someone in their family has a license, vegetables from their garden, and eggs from their chicken and ducks. Janet and Sandy like helping people out in their time of need, not only in their community, but in the communities that they work in. They like to support the communities as best they can. They believe that volunteering is a wonderful thing to do. Being able to help someone and bring a smile to their face is what really matters. The smile on someone's faces when they're able to help brings their hearts to be full of love, and that is what keeps them living in Clarenville, Shoal Harbour area. Volunteers help make a community great. I'm going to ask Sandy and Janet Keel to come forward to accept the award, and I'm going to ask June Mills to come present the Cornwell's Community Cares Award.
Okay, smile. Lucky duck stand. Congratulations.
There's only one thing I want to say here tonight. When I went in business 35+ years ago, Corwin Mills was the first one that I delivered the package to. That morning he said to me, he said, "You're the first one, and make sure you're the last one in the evening you picks up here." And I'm still doing it today the same way.
Okay, now I'm going to read a little bit about the Shoal Harbour Valley Cooperative. The Shoal Harbour Valley Cooperative is a collective of local volunteers that have organized an effort to create an outdoor nature recreation park. They have reclaimed a pit/old dump site on Crown land, and with the permission of the town, created an outdoor space for the public to enjoy a hike, stroll, skate, bike, snowshoe, or slide. The walking trail around a small pond was the first phase of the project, which took many hours to develop. Extensive landscaping took place with the use of shovels, picks, wheelbarrows, chainsaws, and excavators to create a 300-meter path capped with donated Class A stone. The second phase was a sliding hill, which is just 100 meters north of the walking trail. They cleared a 100-meter by 300 area of trees and brush and have recently installed lights and a fire pit so families can gather and watch their children slide. The third phase was the hiking trails connected to the pond. Is a 2-kilometer hiking trail that takes you past the sliding hill to a lookout overlooking the lower part of Shoal Harbour Valley. Some preliminary work is already done to incorporate the existing river trail to produce a network of 15 kilometers of trails for hiking, biking, and snowshoeing throughout the valley. All this would not be possible without the support of local businesses and organizations providing equipment, materials, and funding. Also, to preserve this area for the future, they applied and have been granted by forestry to move the domestic cutting zone from 100 meters from the valley to 300 meters, encompassing the entire north slope of the Shoal Harbour Valley, a crucial step in preserving the special place for future generations to enjoy. I'm going to ask Lee Avery to come forward to accept this award, and June Mills will come forward to present the Corwin Mills Community Care Awards.
Cuddle. Right. Congratulations.
I'll also note at the end, if anybody, the award winners want to come up and get more photos taken after the proceedings. And finally, we have the Hall of Fame induction. The Clarenville Area Chamber of Commerce Hall of Fame recognizes individuals who have demonstrated excellence over an extended period of time, contributing to the economic well-being of the community. There's several criteria that they must meet. They must have demonstrated in his or her business career an entrepreneurial spirit and have a record of outstanding entrepreneurial achievements. They must be recognized as having made an outstanding contribution to the success of the organization or profession in support of business excellence. They must have demonstrated effective leadership within his or her organization, community, and industry, and be considered a role model for future generations of entrepreneurs, professionals, and business leaders, as well as others in business. And finally, they must have been a Clarenville Area Chamber of Commerce member at least one point of time in his or her business or professional career. Tonight we have the privilege of honoring Drs. Dean and Deborah Halloran as we induct them into the Business Hall of Fame. At this time, I'm going to call on Dr. Claire Halloran to speak on behalf of her parents.
Hi, everybody. Okay, so we kind of did this in conjunction with each other. So the first little part I'm going to read is actually written by Dean and Deb. And they titled it, "We Got Lucky." So it goes, "Why Clarenville? How did a young man who grew up in St. John's, went to university in the United Kingdom and in Houston, Texas, and a young woman who grew up within commuting distance of London and educated solely in the UK, pick Clarenville to open their practice and start married life?" Back in December, this is a good story, guys. Back in December of 1978, Dean came home from Texas, where he was, for Christmas, and Debbie flew over the pond to meet her future in-laws. And Dean had sent for information from Statistics Canada, and if you know Dean, that's super on point, regarding the demographics of the province. And being aware that there were a few other graduating optometrists who would be about to return and open practice in St. John's, they decided it would be prudent to look elsewhere. So he thought the Bonavista Peninsula was a good choice. There was a healthy population, good employment, especially in Bonavista and Catalina at the time, and no permanent optometry clinics serving the area at all. So, on a bleak, damp December day, they headed out to explore the communities of Clarenville and Bonavista. Clarenville was much smaller than any town that Debbie was ever familiar with, but it did have a supermarket, the Co-op, and the chain store. There was also the promise of a new hospital and a mall. Then they drove to Bonavista to look around. The day was cold. Debbie did not possess the right clothes. And the sea was angry. So, you wrote this. So they decided, you know, being basically from the UK at this point, to pop into a pub for a drink and warm up and discuss what they'd seen. So they chose the Chain Locker Lounge. They walked in, and every man in the establishment, there were no women, stopped their conversations and stared at the two strangers. They self-consciously sat and drank their beer while all the eyes were still upon them. They beat a hasty retreat and left in search of somewhere to eat. They could not find anywhere. Debbie turned to Dean and said, "I think I could live in Clarenville, but not Bonavista." In all fairness, Debbie then did have a satellite clinic in Bonavista and went there every week for 35 years. And it goes on like this, because they were lucky because, at the time, a new building was going to be completed in the summer of 1979, the Manitoba Professional Building, and there was space enough for the practice. And the practice has been in the Manitoba Professional Building, somewhere in it, ever since. They say, "We got lucky that the banks were willing to believe in their business plan and lend two penniless new graduates money to furnish the practice and loan them money on a down payment for a house and a car." Sadly, maybe not the case today these days. "We got lucky that there was a small, privately owned optical laboratory in Nova Scotia who was willing to lend them money for all of their equipment at 0% interest, which they could pay back over time by giving them their business. Today, that lab and most other small locally owned labs have been bought out by large multinational companies, and you would never get a deal that good. We got lucky because of the staff we hired. They have been loyal, hardworking, professional, and they get along well with the patients. And Dean and Debbie credit much of their success of their business to them. Thank you, and I thank them too. We got lucky again when our daughter, Claire, decided to pursue a career in optometry. And so then they got even luckier when she decided to return to her hometown and work with her parents. That was not the case when I left. I said I was leaving and never coming back. I have since bought the practice and running it and hope that the practice continues for another 40 years. We got lucky again then when Claire was joined by another wonderful optometrist, Dr. L'Oreal Peavy, who's here. Debbie and Dean could now seriously think about retirement, and the practice was left in great hands. Debbie and Dean could slowly cut back their involvement. And finally, they got lucky because the citizens of Clarenville and the surrounding areas put faith in them, took after our vision and the ocular health. And it's been our pleasure that they never had any reason to think that they had made a wrong decision all those years ago on that cold December day. And in closing, I want to reiterate that we all got lucky that these two phenomenal role models of mine chose to set up practice here. I'm so proud to be able to take on the business and maintain the quality care that they have both established as what people have come to expect from our clinic. We've gone through a bit of a rebirth in the last few years because that new building in 1979 threw us a little curveball, forced us to do a huge renovation and rebranding of our clinic because it wasn't equipped for 40 years of snow on a flat roof. If you don't know that story, come ask me about it. I'll tell you more about it. But in all, it ended up feeling like a bit of a rite of passage for me. And luckily, they had built such a solid foundation for the practice that the business continued throughout the hardships and the complete practice overhaul. So it's a testament to the strong business that I've been lucky enough to take over and continue with. It's really a true legacy. There are not many optometrists lucky enough to own their own practices anymore at all, and even fewer at this stage of the career that I'm at. In an age of private equity firms and corporate conglomerates swallowing up small business, I count myself very fortunate to have a solid foundation to build on. And I think we all got lucky when those two eager young people decided to take a chance on Clarenville. I know I did. So I'd like you to raise a toast to Dean and Debbie, my wonderful parents, and congratulate them on such an amazing achievement. I love you. Can't thank you enough.
I'd now like to call on Councillor Paul Tilley again to present the Business Hall of Fame Award to Drs. Dean and Deborah Halloran.
Should have put on my joint watch to tell them for all that. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to you.
Thank you. The odd thing about this really is that as optometrists, we're actually not given any direction about how to run a business. And so receiving this is a bit of amazing, really, because you know, without a few other people keeping us on the straight and narrow, and actually it's a huge learning curve to suddenly realize you've got a whole other section of your life that you've suddenly got to run as well as being an optometrist. It was quite an undertaking, really. And I'd like to thank our accountant over there and your team, Derek, for keeping us on the straight and narrow all these years. because, you know, without you, we probably would have gone astray a fair bit. And also to the law firm of Mills, Pittman, Twine. We've had to consult with you a few times on occasions, and you've helped us out too. So without the other teams in Clarenville, you know, it's, you know, we need everybody really to work together to help everybody succeed. So thank you very much.
Well, I'd certainly like to thank the Chamber as well, and I'd also just want to mention that I'm humbled to be included in the list of honorees that have received this in the past. Many whom, well, all of whom we've known, and many we would have included as our friends. So again, thank you, Chamber, very much.